What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. This time, I actually am battling somebody from Twitter, and I don't know their channel links, so yeah. But I actually brought a completely new team, so I got some new dudes on there. Well, not completely new, but you know, we got shit switched up a little bit. So he actually has a pretty fun-looking team. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Alright, so I did see that he has a Galvantula on his team, which basically tells me that he's gonna send out that little yellow spidery creepy bastard. And he has two options. He can either go for the damage on the first turn, or he can set up the spider web, but he does decide to go for the bug buzz, which is not going to be enough to kill Frostitoot. Frostitoot don't give a fuck, and I go for the lovely kiss, but it misses, and that is a heartbreaker right there, because if I wouldn't have been able to land that, this asshole spider wouldn't have been able to set up its stupid web and then make all my Pokemon slower. But yeah, so I go into Muddy Waters here because I'm predicting the Volt Switch. That kind of works out, and now he can actually have a free turn to set up his sticky web. And it's like, alright, that's totally fine. I mean, fuck it. I've basically accepted the fact that I'm going to be slower than this guy this match. So I go for the Earthquake just to get some damage off on this thing, and it, you know, it does a reasonable amount. And he decides to save that thing for later. I did predict him to go into something to miss the Earthquake, so I went for the Rock Slide, but these purple balls right here are going to take absolutely no damage from that. So I realize that I have to switch, and I know that he's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I just basically have to decide that Cotton looks like the kind of guy that enjoys being burned. So I went ahead and sent this thing out. I get the speed lower, which doesn't really matter. And the Will-O-Wisp does hit my my Whimsicott. So I figured Whimsicott would be the best one to be burned, I guess, because he kind of is the only dude that doesn't really need to attack and stuff. He just kind of, you know, he throws seeds at shit. He gets the occasional stun spore, and he kind of just does his thing. I stay in, and the Weezing actually shows me its Fire Blast, which is fine with me because I know I can live that, because this thing obviously probably doesn't have any special attack investment, and Whimsicott's a freaking boss. So I do have this thing leech seeded. The problem is, though, that I'm getting the leech seed in the leftovers, and it's like I'm kind of fighting an uphill battle because I'm like burned as hell. I don't know, though. I'm getting the leech seed. Basically, I realize that I'm getting nowhere fast, and Whimsicott does not want to take another Fire Blast, so I look at my boy Tripod over here, and I'm like, you got this shit, Tripod. So I send that guy out. The Weezing does go for the Fire Blast again, which doesn't do a damn thing, and then my Tripod here is basically ready to just start tearing shit up. It was actually, I think, at this point in the battle that I realized that this Tripod dude can pretty much, if I save this and use it correctly, can actually win me the match. So he doesn't want his balls to take any special damage, so he decides to switch into Machamp, which actually surprisingly takes this Dragon Pulse much better than I expected. A Life Orb Dragon Pulse from a fucking, wow, he lived it with above half. I was like, seriously? Okay, that's a Machamps have fucking way too much special defense these days, man. So I come to the conclusion that my Swampert would probably be the best matchup against this thing. And I actually made a really dumb play here. I take that Cross Chop pretty solidly, and then I realize that he's probably going to want to save that Machamp to kill my Tripod later. So I actually decide to switch into Frostitoot with 3 HP. And then Frostitoot just gets smacked around like a fucking... What does she look like to you, Machamp? What does my Frostitoot look like to you, you dick? So yeah, he smacks my Frostitoot in the face and destroyed that thing's dead as hell. So, you know, Frostitoot kind of didn't do shit this match, but whatever. I decided to go into Pinsir now because I realized that this thing, it can probably decide to hurt me if it has Stone Edge or something like that. I just Mega Evolved and went for the Quick Attack because I feel like, fuck it, that's just going to kill it anyways. So, yeah, that kind of works out. Quick Attack is the best thing that ever happened to Pinsir, let me tell you. So he decides to bring out the Disco Balls now. I mean, I call them Disco Balls. Mine's nicknamed Disco Balls, so every Weezing to me is Disco Balls. Alright, so he decides to go for the Will-O-Wisp as I bring in my Jello, and Jello can enjoy a nice burn every once in a while, you know what I mean? Jello just enjoys that type of pain. That's just the type of guy Jello is. So, so I decide that I have nothing else that I can do against this Weezing other than sit here and Scald it, which is, you know, fine by me. I know that I can win this matchup pretty much, because all he has is Thunderbolt to hit me with. That's not going to do a damn thing, considering you're a Weezing. Sorry there, buddy. But now he realizes that he's probably got to switch. At this point, I was actually considering going for the Rapid Spin just to get away that Spider Web, but I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't, because he brings in the Galvantula, and that thing just takes the Scald to the dome, and that is a dead-ass spider. So we're looking pretty swell here, and I'm basically, honestly, at this point in the match, just kind of looking at my team, and I realize that my Hydreigon is like the only thing I really care about at this point. So I kind of let this the Chandelure come in and hit me with a Psychic, and I expected that to kill, but I lived with 2 HP, and I was like, hell yeah, Tentacool. Ain't fucking around out here. Which is pretty awesome. So I got to hit that thing with a Free Scald. and does a lot of damage to that stupid Chandelure. So Jello dies, but Jello goes out like a boss, you know, whatever. And now it's pretty much time for the rampage. So I bring out Tripod, and he realizes he doesn't want his Chandelure to die just quite yet. So he brings out this Noivern. Probably wasn't the best idea because it just kind of comes in on a Dragon Pulse, and that is a shame to be that guy right there. So sorry about that. We're two similar looking dragons, except mine's way fucking cooler, and yeah, sorry about that. So now he brings out Dylan ×5 again. For some reason, I was afraid of that thing being Choice Scarfed, and I just kind of wanted to play it safe at this point, so I just decided to switch into 100% Cotton real quick, just to kind of scout out at least what this thing's gonna do. He does end up going for the Shadow Ball, which, you know, honestly wouldn't have done much to Tripod anyways, but, you know, whatever. I decide to now switch into Pinsir because, you know, Pinsir feels like kicking some ass right about now, so it's time for that. So he's predicting the Quick Attack, obviously goes into a stupid Weezing, and I double switched. I was like, I know he's going to switch into his Weezing, so I might as well just double switch into my Tripod. Now I have the matchup that I wanted, Weezing versus Tripod, and it is basically death to everybody on his team at this point, because he doesn't have anything he can do. He can switch into a Chandelure, gonna take that Dragon Pulse, and that is gonna be definitely overkill at this point. And now all he can do is wait, what the hell else does he have left? He has Krayshawn. Totally forgot about this guy. He has Krayshawn, guys. And here's where shit gets deadly. So I was kind of afraid that my Dragon Pulse wouldn't one-hit KO this thing. So again, playing it safe, I decided to switch into Muddy Waters, which is gonna take a superpower from this fucking badass Crawdaunt thing. You know, I want to use a Crawdaunt. Why the hell don't I have one of these things yet? I envy you for your team choice. I dig it. He decides to actually just go for the superpower again. That is going to kill Muddy Waters, and you know, I feel bad for this little fella right here because he's basically just going to have to endure the wrath of Dick Pinch. Sorry about that. I actually just decided to go for the Quick Attack because this thing has like. Actually, I don't even know why the fuck did I go for the Quick Attack. I don't know. I knew that he couldn't really hurt me anyway, so I guess at that point it didn't really matter. Also, I didn't really know if he wanted to switch into Weezing because I don't really have anything that can hurt the Weezing other than Quick Attack. So he actually does switch into the Weezing, and it's going to take a Quick Attack to the face, which is going to do, you know, a little bit of damage with a critical hit. Hell yeah. So, yeah, Pinsir obviously can't hurt a Weezing, so I have to switch into my Tripod, and if he wants to Willy-Whip Tripod, that's completely fine. He can Pain Split, he can do whatever the hell he wants, and he does decide to go for the Pain Split, but I apologize, Mr. Weezing, that is not going to be enough health for you to live a Dragon Pulse. So, at this point, basically, Hydrogen's just going to kind of, you know, Dragon Pulse the shit out of the remaining Pokemon. So, Wheezy F dies. Sorry about that, Wheezy. You know, that Weezing stuck around the whole entire damn match, though. Weezing should be more used than it is. It's fucking awesome. So, you know, now he brings out Krayshawn, which is going to be able to Aqua Jet me. You know, that Aqua Jet actually did a shitload of damage, which is kind of scary, because if he would have gotten Hydreigon like a little bit lower health during the match, that would have been death to that mofo right there. But, yeah, I live with 24 after the Life Orb, and that was a really good match, Saya. Go ahead and shoot me a direct message on Twitter if this is you, and I'll stick your link in the description and stuff. But we will definitely have a rematch, and go ahead and click the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this, and I will appreciate it forever. Later, guys.